All right. 30 seconds. Get started. Okay, good evening. As you probably know, I'm Nicole, and I'm going to take you through this 1 hour flow class. I don't know if it's only me, but I've been really tired today. I was so fortunate that I could take a nap during the day, but I think a lot of you couldn't. So I have made a sequence that is combating that tiredness and brings around the energy in the body. So we have great energy for the rest of the night. We'll be started in Dandasana or seated stick pose. So bring your legs forward and make sure to untuck your buttocks so your sit bones get really firmly in the mat. Toes are pointing towards the skies, shoulders away from the ears. Become the tallest person, seated person in the room. So feel that somebody is pulling the top of your head. So you really create a strong and long spine. Just to let you see from the side, I'll try to do, when I'm in the seated stick pose, to do my best not to round my back, but really push the chest forward, opening it up, and be the tallest person. Hands in the mat. Some of you will have shorter arms than I, and you can use your grip in your mat to sort of push yourself, your chest open, and push yourself upwards. If I do that, my shoulders crawl too much to the ears, so I'll have my arms slightly bent. And that probably goes for some of you as well. All right, as always, let's start in the first pose with eyes closed. So close your eyes and start focusing on your breathing. Inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. And in this seated stick pose, make sure not to collapse when you breathe out or exhale. That you could have a tendency to sort of round your back. Make sure that your chest is open the entire time, but still see if you can bring your breath as low as possible, bringing it all the way to the abdomen, to the stomach, expanding your chest on every inhale. And on every exhale, you can feel that your core is pulling inwards, and see if you can pull slightly upwards as well. So I'm happy to see all of you tonight. 1 hour to honor and care for yourself, your body and your mind. And I'd like you to go easy on yourself tonight, especially if you, as I have been, slightly tired. So whatever you do today, let that be your energy. Still, eyes closed, focusing on your breathing. Make an intention for this 1 hour. The intention has probably already come to you. Be letting go some feelings, maybe some guilt, anger, irritation, frustration. Simply just allow yourself to regain energy. Go into the poses with that focus in mind, something completely else. And as always, I'd like you to dedicate this intention to somebody you hold dear. A loved one, your closest family, maybe somebody that is struggling with the corona disease, if you know somebody. Or another person that comes to mind. Dedicate your intention to that person. So in this starting pose, the seated stick pose, we activate the energy lines in both the legs and the spines. And you can blink open your eyes now if you haven't already. I'm going to do a reversed stick pose. So bring your hands firmly behind your hips. Get a firm grip of your mat, and you can just test out how far back you have to get your hands. Mine are slightly behind my buttocks. Take an inhale and lift your hips upwards. Your toes are automatically pointing towards the floor. And if you feel comfortable with it and your neck feels comfortable, you can let your head fall back as well, creating the stretch of the entire front side of your body, opening up the hips towards the skies. Strong shoulders, strong arms. One more inhale and exhale, sit down in that seated stick pose. Let's just do a quick flow going between the reversed seated stick pose and the seated stick pose. So inhale, bring yourself upwards. Maybe your head will fall back. And exhale, let the head be the first thing to come back, looking through the midline of your body. Point the toes towards the skies in the end. So you create this stretch in your hamstrings, the back of your legs. Inhale, hips towards the sky. And exhale, bum towards the mat. Toes are pointing upwards. Make sure that your shoulders keep rolling back so you don't tend to collapse when you get back into the seated stick pose. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Just take one more inhale and exhale. And come into a comfortable seated cross-legged position. Still make sure that your buttocks are untucked, so your sit bones firmly gripping the mat. We're just going to do a slight twist for our spinal cord. So inhale your arms towards the sky. Exhale the left hand towards the mat behind you. And let the right hand get hold of the left knee. Just a very gentle twist to begin with. Look over your left shoulder. Let your eyes be the one that helps you twist even more. So inhale, you lift your head towards the sky, and exhale, twist ever so slightly more. So where your eyes go, your focus will flow, and also your energy will flow. So having our eyes, our gaze to help us out, move in the direction we want to go. Something we focus on in almost every yoga pose. Final inhale and exhale, come back to the middle. Let's do the other side. Arms towards the sky. Exhale the right hand behind you, left hand on the outside of the right knee, and pull yourself around. Let your eyes be your gaze be the one that brings you into this twist. Also, you can use your left hand to sort of pull, again, very gentle, on your right knee. Final inhale and exhale, unravel. So we're going to go into bound ankle pose. Bring the bottom of your feet together and make sure that you're still upright, chest is forward, that light from the heart is shining towards me. And then just test yourself. How close do you want to bring your heels to your groin? And if it gets too close and you feel that you're sort of curling your back, you've gone too far, then bring the feet up a little bit. So you can sit up straight with your spine, and then your legs, just imagine somebody pushing down on your legs without those ones being there or yourself doing it, but pull your legs towards the floor. And if you want to go a little further, you can fold the bottom of your feet open towards the sky, like you're opening up a book. You want to read that book. And just use your hands doing it. It might feel very uncomfortable in the beginning, especially if you're not used to opening up your feet like this. And you can close your eyes if you want to here. Focusing on your breath, inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. So this bound ankle pose is a great pose to combat fatigue and to also stimulate the heart and the entire circulation of blood in our body. And in traditional yoga texts, it's said that this pose get rid of disease and also get rid of fatigue. So if you want to believe that, this is a good pose if you're feeling a little beside yourself. Or if you, as I have been today, just been challenged by being slow and tired and not full of that jumping energy that we sometimes feel. Take one more inhale, and on the exhale, just a final push of your knees towards the mat, towards the floor, opening up the hips. Inhale one more time, and exhale, let go of your legs, just have them straight forward and maybe shake them just a little bit. This is quite hard on your hips. We're gonna work on opening the hips as well today. All right, let's get that body moving even more. Come to standing. In Tadasana, so toes are touching, heels slightly apart. If that's uncomfortable for you, you can always have your heels hip distance apart, but no further than that. Inhale your arms towards the sky. Look towards the space between your hands. Shoulders away from the ears if they've been crawling up. And palms together. Exhale your hands through the midline of your body, so touch the heart space and forward fold. Remember to fold in the hips and not the stomach. Again, we want to create that straight back and shine the light from the heart. Folding all the way down. Grab hold of each elbow and just swing from side to side here in this ragdoll pose. And if it's too hard on your hamstrings, you can always micro bend your knees. So if you're a runner and have runner's legs, that might be challenged and you can feel those hamstrings tightening up. Just give them a break and bend the knees ever so slightly. Maybe you want to shake your head as well, from side to side, up and down. Just let go of the spine. Create space between the vertebrae. Final inhale, another exhale, let go. Let your hands fall towards the floor
Maybe they get all the way towards the mat. Maybe they're just floating in the air. Let your upper body be heavy towards the ground. Also a great way to combat fatigue, get the blood circulation running, reduce stress and anxiety, this forward fold. Hands on the mat or on your shins. Let's come up to that half lift, straight back, looking around 2 meters in front of you so you're not overextending the neck. And forward fold. Let's do this one more time. Half lift. And forward fold. Half lift. And next, exhale, place your hands really firmly, grip index fingers or middle fingers are pointing forward. And step back or jump back into a high plank. Pushing your shoulders away from each other, lifting up. Shoulders in line with the wrist, just check. Push your heels away from your upper body, creating a strong straight line, strengthening the core, the arms, the shoulders, the legs, really most of the body. Take an inhale and exhale, place your knees, chest, chin on the mat. Inhale forward, push your chest forward into a baby cobra. Legs are, toes are pointing back. Your chest is up. But don't try to force it too much. You can, if you want to test yourself, you can have your hands free of the mat and it's still the lower part of the back doing the work. Exhale, come all the way down. Now we're going to go into swing pose from here. So place the lower arms in the mat, hands are firmly, fingers spread. And from here on, you're going to push your chest forward. So your hands are grabbing hold of the mat, and at the same time, you're pushing yourself, your chest forward, and hands are pulling backwards. Create a strong strength or firmness in the shoulders. Bring the shoulder blades down and your chest forward. And see if you can straighten your legs as well, so we can get the firm buttocks in this lovely Sphinx pose. And stretch the chest, the lungs, the shoulders, the abdomen. Remember your breathing, inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. Final inhale, and on the exhale, come down. Take one more inhale, place your hands on the outside of your chest. Flip those feet so the toes are in the mat, and exhale up to a high plank and push your buttocks towards the skies, coming into that first downward facing dog. And let's just align. So feet are hip distance apart. Make sure that your hands are really firmly gripping the mat. Middle finger pointing forward. And the fingers are widely spread. Shoulders away from the ears. And the inside of your elbows is turning forward or shining forward. So maybe you want to make an external rotation with your shoulders. Buttocks towards the sky. Bring your chest closer towards your thighs. And look in between your knees, the thighs, or maybe even towards the navel. Maybe you just want to get some energy or some movement, so you can walk the dog, bending one knee at a time, and then switching side to side, creating some movement, in this resting pose, downward facing dog, calming our nervous system. Come to still. Take an inhale, look up between your hands, and on the exhale, walk or jump your feet up between your hands. Inhale, half lift, that straight, long back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, create a circle with your arms, coming all the way to standing. Palms together, look up towards your palms, and exhale, draw them to the midline of your body. Coming back into Tadasana, opening up our chest, our palms, becoming the tallest person in the room. Feel that somebody's pulling the top of your head. So I'm gonna build on a little bit next time, but we're gonna go through the same things, really working on the lower part of the back and opening up our chest. So inhale, arms to the sky, look towards your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Remember, in your hips and not your stomach. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the ground and walk or step back into high plank. Inhale, knees to ground, chest to the ground, chin. And inhale, forward into that baby cobra. Exhale, come down. One more at baby cobra. Inhale upwards and exhale down. So now we're gonna work our way all the way to the regular cobra. So you really, if you haven't already, a firm grip in the mat. Take an inhale, push yourself upwards, and bring your chest more open towards the sky. So you really make or feel the lower part of your spine working heavily and intensely. And maybe you can come all the way so you stretch your arms, or maybe your arms will be bent as mine. Make sure that your hip bones are still on the mat. So cobra pose is known to awakening the Kundalini, which is also called the sleeping cosmic energy within us. Final inhale and exhale all the way down. Gonna go into bow, so fold your legs so your heels are moving closer to your buttocks, and see if you can grab hold of your feet, the outside of your either ankles or the top part of your feet. You're not going to move all the way to the toes. And maybe this is strong enough for you. Or maybe on the next inhale, you want to lift your chest and your knees away from the mat. Really pulling your feet away from your hands, your shoulders away from your feet. Creating a natural bow, a heavy compression in the lower spine. And if you want to challenge yourself even more and make it even stronger, bring your knees and your feet together. If not, you can still have your knees open, but make sure that it doesn't go as broad, so it goes over your hip distance. One more inhale, and exhale down. Unravel. Take an inhale and come into swing pose. Bring the forearms towards the mat and pulling your chest forward while really getting a firm grip in your mat. Heels can be together. That will tightening up the buttocks, or you can relax your heels to each side, creating a little less compression in the lower spine. Now I want you to remember this feeling, especially in your shoulders, the strength in your shoulders, when we do dolphin pose in just a little while. Final inhale and exhale, come down. Take an inhale, exhale, plank pose, going in to downward facing dog. Nice, resting. Maybe you still want to walk that dog, creating some movement in the legs. Maybe come to your toes, bring your heels to the mat, up on your toes again. It's very much up to you, what you feel is necessary. So from here on, we're gonna go to dolphin pose. And you can either, if you have really strong shoulders, bring both elbows to the mat at the same time, or else just bring one elbow after the other. And feel how your shoulders have really strengthening up again in this dolphin pose. Pushing towards your heels, but at the same time pressing the mat away with the hands. Look between your thighs, or towards your navel, and make sure you're not collapsing in the shoulders. So really push those shoulder blades away from each other. This is also a really good pose for fatigue, to relieve headaches or stress. Final inhale, let's just take a resting pose, knees to the ground, come back, forehead to the mat, child's pose. Maybe you want to have your hands just relaxed in front of you, or maybe you want to rest your shoulders as well, and bring your hands towards your feet. Focusing on your inhale and on your exhale, settle your heart rate. A resting pose that you can always come back to is this child's pose. Final inhale and exhale. And on your next exhale, towards your toes, bring your hands forward, look between your hands, tuck those toes, and exhale, come back into downward facing dog. Take an inhale, bring the right leg towards the sky. Three-legged dog. And then let your heel fall, right heel fall out to the left side. So you can actually see it if you look under your left armpit. Opening up the hips. Look under your right armpit. So you're opening up the chest. And maybe this is enough. Or maybe you want to take it further and let your right foot fall behind. On your left, bring your hips towards the sky, arms overhead, look towards the hand, coming into wild thing. The focus here is really pressing your right foot towards the ground while letting the hips seek towards the sky. Combating depression and fatigue, this one, and the shoulders and core strength. One more inhale. And exhale, Come back into three-legged dog. Take an inhale and exhale your right foot on the outside of your right hand. So it gets really close to the edge of the mat. Bring your left knee to the mat. And then let's do an open lizard. So pushing your right knee away with your right hand. I'll just come around so you can see how it is from the front. So I'm really pushing outwards. My chest goes towards the sky. Maybe my right foot isn't firmly gripping that mat, that's okay. But I'm opening up in the hips. And again, maybe this is enough. Or maybe you want to challenge yourself by bending the left foot, so the left toes points towards the sky, and bring your right hand around, grabbing hold of the left foot. And now the left foot seeks backwards, so it helps strengthening up and opening up your chest towards the sky. But still, here, make sure that the right knee is seeking outwards, still opening as if you were pushing it. Final inhale. If you've been gripping your left foot, let go of the grip. Just push your right knee away from you one final time. Come back. Move your right foot in between your hands. Flip the left toes into the mat and come into a twisted high lunge. So bringing your left knee away from the mat and the right hand towards the sky. Make sure that you're in a 90-degree angle or moving towards the 90-degree angle with your right knee. Right knee is above the right ankle so it doesn't go further. And at least I have a tendency to forget about my left leg. So make sure that that is straight and strong, pushing the left heel away from my upper body. Take a final inhale and a final exhale. And on the next inhale, bring your upper body up, coming in to a rolled high lunge. So my legs are the same as before. Left hand goes forward in front of me. Right hand seeks towards the back of the mat. And we'll look towards the right hand. One more inhale. Bring your right hand on the inside or on the back of the left leg and sweep the left hand towards the sky. Reverse the rolled high lunge. Final inhale and exhale the left hand towards the ground again. And with the swing of the right hand, you bring the left leg towards the sky. Coming into a twisted half moon pose. And maybe you want to keep your balance and grab a firm hold with your left hand into the mat. Maybe you want to move to the fingertips of the left hand. Good both strengthening and stretching exercise pose for the entire body. Final inhale, bring your right hand to the mat and bring your left leg even further to the sky in a standing half split pose. Challenge and improve your balance. Final inhale and exhale the left foot right next to the right foot. Forward fold, ragdoll again, grab hold of the elbows. Maybe grab hold of the opposite elbow this time, or changing the grip. You know what I mean. We have one natural way to do it, and then an unnatural way. See if you can do it the unnatural way. So the body gets used to that as well. Swinging from side to side, shaking, nodding that head. Let go of your hands. Inhale to a half lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms all the way to the sky. Look towards your hands. And draw your hands towards the midline of your body. And just get in to mountain pose. Hands in half space. And close your eyes for a second. Settling with your heart rate. Going through these twists and revolves. Now with a more steady heart rate. Final deep inhale and complete exhale. Inhale your arms towards the sky, look between your hands, and exhale your arms to the midline of your body into that forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale your hands towards the ground and walk a step back into that high plank. One more inhale here, and exhale your knees, chest, chin towards the mat. Inhale all the way to baby cobra. Shoulders seeking backwards, away from the ears. Inhale and exhale down. One more time, baby cobra. Inhale and exhale down. Let's come into the high cobra. So inhale all the way up. Really push the mat away from you. Hip bones are still joined in the mat. Shoulder blades are seeking towards each other and shoulders away from the ears. Inhale and exhale down. One more cobra. Inhale all the way up. And exhale down. Let's try that bow pose. One more time. So bring your heels close to your buttocks. Grab hold of either your ankles or the middle of your feet. And maybe this is enough. And you can just pull your feet into your hands. And you can feel that slight lift in your shoulders. Or maybe you want to challenge yourself even further by pushing your chest forward while pushing your feet into your hands. And maybe bring your knees above the mat. Really, really push. Maybe you can even rock back and forward here, massaging the hip bones. Just make sure that the knees are no wider than hip distance apart. Finally, inhale and lift, and exhale, come down. Bring your forearms to the ground, going into that swings pose, pushing your chest forward, and while pulling in the mat, shoulder blades are drawn down alongside the spine. And you look just straight ahead, so we're not overextending our spine. pushing the chest forward. Maybe your heels touching each other. You can feel how your buttocks are firming up as well. Feel how you're strengthening the shoulders. The strength that helps us in that dolphin pose. Final inhale and exhale down, hands on each side of the chest. Inhale, flip your feet so toes are on the mat. And exhale, push back into high plank and all the way to downward facing dog. In every downward facing dog, make sure to check your alignment. Feet and hands firmly gripping the mat. Equal weight distribution. And those buttocks drawn towards the sky. Like if you had a torch in between your buttocks, we could create a very nice disco together, shining that torch towards the sky. One more inhale and then drop your elbows into that dolphin pose. Pushing your chest towards your thighs. Your hands are pushing away from the mat to help you bring your chest even closer. Make sure you're not hanging in your shoulders, but lift your shoulder blades away from each other. Strengthening up our spine, our shoulders. One more inhale and exhale your knees to the edge of the mat, coming into a wide-legged child's pose. Bring your buttocks towards the heels and forehead towards the mat. But also open your elbows so they are wide with the mat. Relaxing the shoulders, palms are resting in the mat. And just let the belly hang. Let it move in the pace of your breath. And let's just clear that oxygen in our breath. So inhaling through your nose deeply and exhaling through the mouth completely. Next time we're gonna do this, but stick out the tongue, also called lion breath. So inhaling deeply and exhaling, stick your tongue out the mouth and exhale all the air out. Do that one more time. Inhaling deeply and exhale lion breath. And come back to the normal breathing through your nose, steadying our breath. Final inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, bring your hands forward. Your toes are tucking in. Come back into that downward facing dog. Slight cramp in my foot. Inhale your left leg towards the sky. Hips are parallel. Three-legged dog. Now bring your right heel on the outside of the right buttock, or left heel on the outside of the right buttock, opening up the hips. Maybe you can look under your left armpit If this is enough, stay here. If you want to bring it further, bring your left foot towards the floor behind you, opening up into that wild thing. Look towards your left hand. Eventually, your left hand will maybe touch the floor behind your head. But now, for now, focus on pushing the floor away with your left foot and the hips seek towards the sky. Final inhale and exhale, come back into three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale the left foot on the outside of the left hand. Right knee goes into the mat and you bring your left hand on the inside of the left knee into this open lizard pose. Chest is forward and towards the skies. And if you want to bring it further, you can bring your right heel closer to the right buttock and swing the left hand around so you grab hold of the right foot. Pushing the right foot into the left hand really help you open up, especially the left shoulder, the chest towards the sky. And if you are here, make sure that your left knee is still drawn outwards. So falling out to the left side, we have a tendency to then move our left knee into the midline so we can control the balance even more. Just let go of that. Sink into the hip, opening up the chest. Final inhale and exhale your hands down. Bring your left foot into the middle of your hands. Tuck the right toes and pull the right knee away from the mat. Bring the left hand towards the sky in a high lunge twist. Look towards your left hand, but if that's uncomfortable for your neck, you can always look straight ahead or down. Inhale and exhale. On the next exhale, let somebody pull on your left hand so you can get up to standing into this revolved high lunge. Look towards your left hand and make sure that you're sinking down so your left knee is going close to 90-degree angle, but we're not hanging in our hip. So straighten that right leg. Inhale, bring your left hand on the back of the right leg, look towards the right hand and sweep that air away. Right hand, reversed, revolved, high lunge. Inhale and exhale, go deeper in the pose. One more inhale, exhale the right hand towards the ground. At the same time, bring the left hand to the sky and the right leg comes, and the right heel comes towards the sky in this, revolved half moon pose. Push the heel away from the top of the head. And if you want to grow even longer, maybe you can come on the fingertips of your right hand. Final inhale, bring your left hand to the mat. Right leg travels towards the sky into the standing half split. Challenging and improving our balance. Inhale and exhale the right foot next to the left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Grab hold of the opposite elbow. Do one ragdoll. So we've been twisting the spine quite a lot already. This is a nice way to just get some space, some air in between the vertebrae, calming our heart rate, flushing the body, settling the mind. Now bring your arms slightly back and then let your arms sweep. Now bring your arms slightly back. Move your feet out so they're hip distance apart, firmly gripping the mat. Then let your arms, your fingertips sweep the mat, opening up towards the sky, chest towards the sky, coming into chair pose. Sitting down, not rounding the back too much, but opening up the chest. Look up between your hands. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sit just ever so slightly more. Inhale comes to your tippy toes. And exhale, sit down further. So your thighs parallel with the floor. Maybe you can open up your chest so your spine is straight. So if you were sitting up a wall. Final inhale. Under exhale, sit even further. So your bum gets into the mat, but let your feet go automatically towards the sky. Maybe you want your legs straight. Maybe your legs bent. You can really feel it in the lower part of the back. How strong your lower part is. How strong your core is to hold on to that lower part. Boat pose. Fingers are pointing forward. Focusing on the core. Bringing your abdomen inwards and upwards. Again, lifting the chest upward. Not rounding the back. One more inhale. And exhale. Let your legs straighten them if you haven't already. And let your body hover like 15 centimeters above the mat. Final inhale and exhale. Calm down, all the way down. Ending up in Shavasana. Heavy body, a lot of energy flowing, a lot of poses that's been combating fatigue. Let's have those poses integrated so we can receive the benefits and have our body store the benefits of those poses. Heels are apart, feet are falling out to each side heavy. So it's the weight of the feet that are just pulling them towards the ground. Legs are heavy, thighs falling, melding into the mat. Same as the hip, sinking heavily towards the mat. Been doing a lot of back bends today. So let's see if we can get the spine to settle in, to rest. Get as many as the vertebrae in the mat as possible without forcing them. We want our body to be heavy and relaxed. Shoulders drawing towards the mat, automatically spreading your arms away from your upper body, opening up the palms towards the sky, fingers rested, shoulders are heavy and relaxed. And if you haven't already closed your eyes, do so. And imagine looking towards the line of your body. So just adjusting the top of your spine, your neck vertebrae, bringing those closer to the mat. Head is heavy. Rest those smiling wrinkles around your eyes and the buried wrinkles in between your eyebrows and in your forehead. Relax every hair seat and where the hair is attached to your head, to the top of your head. Relax your mouth, your jaw, let it just fall heavy. Relax your ears. Just be totally relaxed for a few minutes, reconnecting body, mind, and spirit. Let your breath do its thing. Don't force it. Just inhaling and exhaling. Letting your stomach rise and fall in the same pace. Slowly start moving your toes, your fingers, creating small circles with your wrists and your ankles. Stretching your arms above your head, stretching one side at a time. Just awakening the body from this lovely Shavasana. And when you have stretched enough, bend your knees in 90 degrees above you and fall out to the right, roll over on the right side of your body. And still with your eyes closed, just settle into this fetal position. Again, try to see if you can keep your eyes closed. When you're with the left hand, push against the floor and push yourself up to a seated, comfortable pose. Hands in front of the heart space, eyes closed. And before I'll end off this 1 hour class with a little quote from Buddha, I'd like you to remind yourself of the intention you set 1 hour ago. And also send a final loving thought to the person that you dedicated this intention to. So, your hands are in your heart space. I'd like you to now bring your hands to your forehead, so the tip of your thumb are touching in between your eyebrows, also what we in yoga call the third eye. Still see if you can have your eyes closed. And have this third eye hand position to encourage thoughts of love and kindness. Bring your hands to the lips. May you have the courage to speak words of truth when kind and necessary. And to the heart space, reminding us to act with love and compassion from the heart.
Namaste. Thank you for watching and have a lovely sunny evening. Hope you are a little less tired than you were when you entered this 1 hour. And thank you for spending time with me on your mat.